Welcome back to In the House with Beth and Ryan. I'm Beth and this is Ryan.
Today we're going to talk about everybody's favorite topic, which is
Neighborhoods.
Neighborhoods. We have a segment that we do on Magic FM here in Guelph every
last Wednesday
of every month. Yes,
Yep.
called Waller Wednesdays. And today we are there talking about neighborhoods and 4 different categories that we have created to give people more information on how neighborhoods are performing in Guelph outside of just providing an average price. So we are going to do a 4-part series here. The first one is going to talk about homes and neighborhoods that have performed the best. And these are the neighborhoods so far year to date that have outpaced the city growth.
In terms of price.
Average price.
Yeah.
And so the average price as a whole in Guelph is minus 4% year to date. That's January through the end of June. And Guelph has also sold 155 less homes this year than last year. That's minus 13%. So despite the fact that the overall city numbers are down, there are some neighborhoods that are outpacing and doing really well still. And we're going to talk about which 3 neighborhoods those are, as well as the reasons why we think this could be happening.
The neighborhood that comes in on top in terms of price increase is Kortright East. So Kortright East, for those of you who don't know, is the neighborhood that is just adjacent to the university, essentially. So it's just south of Stone Road and just east of Gordon.
Yep.
And this neighborhood is made up of primarily detached homes on fairly large size lots, and many of them are custom built. So they are at a higher price point in general. There is also in that neighborhood a mix of condos and townhouses too.
Yeah.
And so that neighborhood this year compared to last year is up 22%. That's a huge increase.
It's huge considering the city is down minus 4.
Right.
So to be plus
that's
22
huge
is a huge increase.
So if we look a little closer at the numbers to try to figure out how that could be possible, what we discovered is that in this neighborhood, a few things are happening. Those larger custom homes that are on larger lots are definitely very appealing to buyers, and so their value is going up when the value of other homes may be going up less or even down. But also we've seen fewer sales in that neighborhood of the lower price point options. So fewer condos and townhouses have sold, and more of the $1 million plus homes have sold.
Right. And so the thing about an average price is that when more of the expensive homes sell, which there are, as Beth mentioned, more of them, selling for more money, that brings up the average. And then on top of that, the condo market is struggling a little bit. So some of the condos along Gordon Street that Beth had mentioned that have been owned by investors that typically house students are taking longer to sell, and therefore in many cases haven't sold. That having less of those brings up the average price as well. So despite the fact that there are less homes that have sold here, so there's actually less sales in this neighborhood versus last year, the price is still going way up. So that's our big winner for the year. And not only was it the number one appreciating fastest momentum neighborhood, it's by far.
By far. It
is plus 22, and the next closest one, which is St. George's Park, is plus 10. So that's a huge difference between the two.
And St. George's Park is one of the downtown neighborhoods that is always very desirable. It's a sought after older neighborhood. How would we define the boundaries of that neighborhood?
So that would be, it's a big boundary that captures many different eras of homes. So it starts sort of downtown and runs
kind of by the river.
Yep, and runs along Aramasa Road to Victoria Road. Across Victoria Road, and the boundary, I believe, is Elizabeth Street.
Elizabeth Street, I think is.
And then runs back downtown. So it's a large area. At the top of the hill of St. George's Park are the oldest homes, and then as you get further east to Victoria, it's 50s style bungalows in that area. So it's a wide mix as well. And it's appealing to a lot of people, as Beth mentioned, because there's so much around you. It's walkable, and there's transit, and there's a wide variety of prices. So we actually saw one more house sell in this neighborhood in the first half of the year than last year. So it actually is one of the few neighborhoods that has more homes that have sold than last year.
Yeah, and kind of anecdotally, because we do a fair bit of business in this neighborhood too, we've noticed that in the last year, we've seen some of the very large, old, beautiful century homes in that core area of the neighborhood sell. And and there's not always a lot of those that sell in a year. So that's definitely contributing to the overall average price increase in that neighborhood.
Yep, and the key metric here that's driving the price up 10% is more so the big old houses that are selling over $1 million. There are more of these that are selling, and the mix is just changing. So overall, plus 10, it comes out at number 2, and number 3.
Number 3 is Old University, and I wasn't surprised to see Old University on this list. If anything, I thought it might have been higher than number 3. In the last few months, we've really noticed that the Old University neighborhood seems to kind of be on fire. Listings are going up and selling quickly relative to what other things are selling in the city. And they are garnering a fairly high price. Exactly. We're seeing quite a few that are well over $1 million, even into the 1.5, 1.6, 1.7 range.
Yeah, and overall, there has been 8 less homes that have sold in Old University this year, and the mix is changing. So where you would find, this area has a lot of student rentals in it, just because it is so close to the university.
We should say where it is too.
Oh yeah,
we didn't define the boundary. So Old University, is the other neighborhood that essentially is adjacent to the university. So we have Kortright East is the south boundary of the university, and Old University is the west boundary, essentially. Northwest.
It's northwest,
Yeah. So it's college on the southern boundary, Gordon on the eastern boundary, and I guess Wellington, kind of down Water Street, by the river again on the north, and then all the way to Edinburgh. Actually, it does go a little bit further
because the interesting thing about this neighborhood is that it captures 2 neighborhoods in one. So it is Old University, but it also crosses the Hanlon to cover a small chunk of an area called Dovercliff. And so when you lump those all together, sometimes you find that the more expensive homes are in Old University, and the more affordable homes are in Dovercliff. So if the mix of those homes changes, as in there are less homes that sell in Dovercliff, the average price goes up because they are the lesser expensive homes.
It almost feels like it's a 2-in-1 neighborhood.
It is a 2-in-1.
Separated,
It should definitely be separated because they're very different types of homes, and geographically they do cross the Hanlon Expressway, which is a big difference. So those round out our number 3. We have Kortright East at plus 22. We have St. George's at plus 10, and Old University at plus 5. This is the first in a 4-part series on looking a little bit deeper into neighborhood pricing. The second one we're going to talk about is the more affordable neighborhoods, the 3 most affordable neighborhoods so far year to date in Guelph. We're going to talk about the most active, so neighborhoods that have the most transactions, which might surprise you, and relatively stable. So neighborhoods, despite the fact that the market isn't doing all that hot, neighborhoods that have sort of held their ground throughout the year to date so far. If you have any questions on this, you can read the full detail on our blog, which we updated to include this neighborhood information at bethandryan.ca, or if you search Guelph real estate market, you will probably find it there too. If you have any questions, you can always give us a call or email us or contact us through our website.